Alright, welcome back Twitch and YouTube to just another game, Persona 5 Tactica. We're moving through this game pretty quick, even though we're unmerciless. That really hasn't mattered all that much. In fact, it's probably a good thing I've been unmerciless, because at least I took some damage. But we have cleared 3 kingdoms, and we're on to the 4th. Possibly the final one? We've seen the god we have to kill. The god we have to kill is the god we found along the way. Let's see if this is going to be the final kingdom or not. I mean, I know, but I played the game. I'm supposed to know.
The train is en route to its destination. Please have patience while we wait for its arrival.
I will not. I shan't.
You okay, man? They're still messing with you?
Well, yes, a bit. I'm worried that we're headed to the final showdown without certain details being sorted out.
I feel the same. There's still the question of Irina and this world itself. Not to mention the fact that we're not even sure what exactly it is we're going to fight.
I am not sure how much help I will be, but if you'd like, I can share with you what I know.
If you like, I can probably fill in a lot of the plot holes.
Please be aware that this will involve a degree of speculation, but I should be able to provide some useful information.
Now that we're moving into the end game and I've actually come out of the Velvet Room, I can just go ahead and give you all the non-spoilers. Alright, what is Salmael?
I too have been conducting investigations into the nature of Salmael's existence. What I have found suggests it is the materialization of an instinct which exists subconsciously in the human heart.
So, do you mean it's a sort of malevolent god, like Yaldabaoth?
Interestingly enough, I don't know if I brought this up during the Royal playthrough. Yaldabaoth is actually, in Gnostic traditions, a false god that believes it's God. It's the creator of the material world and believes that it is the creator of all existence. There is a god above it. Sataniel, which is Joker's evolved persona, is one of Yaldabaoth's angels that rebelled, recognizing that it was a false god, and gave mankind the gift of free will. So in that case, Sataniel fulfills, in Gnostic tradition, fulfills the role of Satan in that it's a fallen angel, but it's closer to being a Lucifer. It's closer, it's not an evil being. It's a holy being like Lucifer was that rebelled against an evil god.
Unlike the god of control, who was born from a collective yearning for idleness, Salmael is, how should I put this, a universal instinct that's burdened man since the beginning of time.
Also in Persona 5 Royal, that was kind of a loose interpretation of the traditional Yaldabaoth. The way that the Demiurge, which is another name for Yaldabaoth, is depicted in Persona 5 Strikers, when Emma evolves into the Demiurge, that is closer to the traditional attitude of Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth is not necessarily malevolent, but it is a false god.
I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to suffer. I don't want to die.
So basically, Samael is the manifestation of the survival instinct.
Man's innate desire of self-preservation is another way to put it. One might call it a material embodiment of this instinct, born from an ocean of human subconsciousness.
We really gotta stop giving birth to gods.
So, kinda like the personification of people's consciousness that goes, no, don't hurt me, right?
So basically, the personification of Ala Futaba's personality.
When you
put it that way, it doesn't sound so bad, but... Perhaps it was the passage of time, or perhaps it was a change in the nature of the human soul. In any case, a transformation occurred for the purpose of keeping pain at bay. Whether you consider the battles one fights to assert their convictions, or the will driving them towards their fruition, it seems to think that all potential sources of pain ought to be eradicated. If there is anything that does differentiate it from the God of Control, it is that Salmayal believes it is protecting humanity by eliminating individuals with ideologies it deems threatening.
So, Salmayel thinks it's protecting humanity, huh? Oh, good grief, that's one of the worst types to deal with.
And that means it'll do whatever it takes to destroy those it deems likely to cause people pain, correct?
The words and actions it has exhibited thus far would seem to suggest so.
Ah, crap. Now I'm confused again. So, in simpler terms,
Beat the bad guy up.
Well, this might not be perfectly accurate, but... Salmael's stated goal is to ensure that people don't get hurt or suffer.
What is this art?
And in order to accomplish that, it came to the conclusion that any risk taken to fight for something is undesirable. Does that sound about right?
Furthermore, given our nature as humans, there will always be those who take a stand to initiate change. And that gives Salmael an endless supply of people to stamp out for having these dangerous ideas.
Dangerous ideas. In other words, they possess the will of revolution, a desire to take a stand against authority.
so this time around, Toshiro fits the bill, huh?
That would seem to be the case.
I'm very taken by this drawing. Could I give my opinion on it?
No.
Maybe leave that for later.
All right, that's
Nerd.
enough about that. Now that we have a decent grasp on Salmael, what's next?
Tell me about this world.
This place. It's a spiritual world ruled by Salmael. It was built using your cognition, Toshiro. In more succinct terms, this is a metaverse Salmael constructed to break your will. I have come to the conclusion that that is the most accurate way to describe it.
That seems like a lot of trouble just to take me out.
Under normal circumstances, it would have been able to erase your will simply by invading your mind. But a budding power to resist its domination had already taken root inside of you.
Power to resist? Oh, I get it. You mean a persona?
Precisely. The persona is an armor of rebellion, meant to resist those who would try to exert their influence over others. Like the Phantom Thieves, interfering with those who possess this power is no small task.
And you're saying this power of the will had started to take root in me as well?
It is quite plausible if there was something to trigger it.
Anything happened to you recently that rings a bell? Like, you ever think, I'm having a burst of willpower, baby?
That's quite a crude analogy. Oh,
So it did help you think of one.
it was the end of last year. As I told you before, I'd been undecided on whether to indict my father for his wrongdoings. And it was right around that time when you all hijacked the live TV broadcast. Here I was struggling to stand up to my father while you were boldly proclaiming your beliefs to the entire nation. When I thought about it that way, I felt inspired to show the same courage as you. As for what happened next, well, you already know that part.
It is still only a possibility, but a faint seed of power may have taken root within him then.
It's also kind of implied from that cutscene that since it's such a similar angle to what's going on in the DLC, that it was also the art that Guernica drew that also inspired his Will of Rebellion. It's not directly stated, and it never will be, but that angle and that scene is very deliberate.
Of course, a persona can be awakened in other ways, too.
I see. I think I'm starting to understand.
Agreed. In other words, with ordinary people, Salmael is able to invade their minds whenever it pleases.
Random guy. Toshiro!
But with Toshiro, the subtle emergence of a power to resist prevented it from interfering.
These drawings are so, unique. I'm kind of at a loss here, but... yeah, that sounds about right.
Additionally, Toshiro's-san being able to resist Samael's power meant he posed an even greater threat.
So it was willing to do whatever it took to snuff him out.
And the moment it made the decision to eradicate my will for social change, it created this place.
Yes, the metaverse we currently find ourselves in is called the Kingdoms. Salmael must have attempted to purge your will by using the memories which lay dormant in your heart.
Well, I never would have guessed there was a war being waged inside my own mind.
Even so, your subconscious was putting up a fight against Salmael's invasion from the very beginning. And amidst it all, it's very likely that's when you were born within Toshiro Kasukabe's spirit.
Me?
Just like Salmael used the individuals from Toshiro's memory as symbols of domination, there was another individual in Toshiro's heart who embodied the spirit of revolution.
Eri.
You notice now that we have seen Eri's wounds that Irina has a very similar profile to that, in that her right eye is covered by her hair, her left leg is encased in armor. It's very, very direct.
With your mind under attack, you subconsciously materialized Eri and entrusted your hope to her. This hope was the power of your persona, the thing that Salmael was trying to destroy before it fully formed.
So in effect, this is what you're saying, yes?
Oh god.
Salmael created the kingdoms to try and quash the potential of Toshiro's power.
We finally actually see Yusuke's art. Pretty mid, actually.
In response, Toshiro's heart created Irina as a symbol of revolution, and the keeper of his power. So every battle the Rebel Corps fought was ultimately an effort to protect Toshiro's will.
Oh, not bad, Fox.
I can't let you take all the glory, can I?
What are you trying to prove to her anyways?
Things were looking pretty grim before the Phantom Thieves got here, so I'm not sure if I'd have lasted much longer.
You had only a fraction of power, but it was also very faint. It stands to reason that you would be unable to stave off Salmael's invasion on your own. However, no matter how persistently Salmael attacked, it was never able to completely wither out your will. Thus, hitting the limits of its patience, Salmael opted for a last resort. That is when it must have dragged the real Toshiro Kasukabe into this metaverse.
And then it used my fiancé, my father, and my imposter. Each one of my traumas trying to corner me.
It wasn't able to break Toshiro's heart with Irina defending it, so it went for the throat instead.
Ugh, seriously? Using a person's memories to try and break them down emotionally is some real sick stuff.
You got that right. For the people? Who's it kidding?
But that didn't go according to plan either, did it?
No, it did not. Therefore, it would stand to reason that Salmael is also in a difficult position. The fact that it showed itself would seem to indicate the intention to settle things with its own hands.
Which means we're in for a head-to-head fight, right?
We just have to win.
Yes, you have the general idea. I know we went through all this relatively quickly, but we will be arriving shortly.
That was quick. That was 15 minutes of exposition.
I will be happy to answer any more questions to the best of my ability after we arrive.
Thank you, Miss Lavenza. To put it plainly, the enemy is yet another nosy god wannabe. It's not going to be an easy fight, but when has that ever stopped the Phantom Thieves?
Pardon me. We will be arriving momentarily, everyone. Are all your preparations in order?
Hell yeah! Bring it on!
I would have liked to enjoy this pleasant train ride a bit longer, but I suppose that will have to wait until we clean up this mess.
Our morale couldn't be higher. Onwards!
No cause for concern, I see. Very well. I will take us right in.
Huh?
We're here.
We have arrived safely. Please, watch your step getting off.
Excuse me, but is that what you call safe?
The world did 3 whole rotations.
I'm dizzy.
Sorry. Could I get a bag or something?
Anyhow, it looks like we made it to the enemy stronghold.
Do you think Samael's waiting up ahead?
Yes, but I wouldn't expect a warm reception. I would suggest going further only when amply prepared.
Let's end this once and for all.
This is the final battle. Let's get the win and stop this nutcase for good.
This is not the final battle.
Yeah. And I'll settle the score with my past once and...
You don't make it easy to have a cool exit, do you?
Yeah, this is not the final battle. We have actually a significant amount of levels to go through. So before we do that, we actually haven't gone to the Velvet Room to do Persona Fusions all through World 3. And I kind of feel like it's time to look at those New Game Plus fusions that I've been talking about. We've actually gone through this game a bit faster than I expected, and I didn't really have a need to...
Honestly feels hot.
I need to,
Well, then,
actually, I'm gonna need
have
to
a
get rid of
pleasant
some
day.
personas. I didn't really feel the need to fuse mini personas. I was pretty much fine just going through with the power that I had. But I do want to look at the New Game Plus fusions. That does mean I'm gonna have to get rid of some existing personas, which I still wish I could do from the Velvet Room. Okay. We're probably just gonna dismiss all of these. We're gonna use some more powerful personas at this point, for sure. So let's just get rid of all of these that we're not gonna use and we don't need. And if I have to pay to resummon some of these, I have to pay to resummon some of these. I've got a couple 100,000, it'll be fine. Oh god, what's happening? Nick, 48 months, 4 years, that is a lot of months. Thank you for 4 years of subscribing to me. God, that means I've been streaming for at least, like, not at the same rate, obviously, but that does mean I've been streaming for about 6 years. Because it was a couple years before I started my channel a couple years before I got associated. We're not going to be able to do all the new fusions for sure because you still have to be of a level to do them. But we can do at least half of them. That's a word. It's not a real word, but it is a word. All right, so now let's go to the Velvet Room now that we've kind of done a full reset here. All right, so we are...
Would you like to look at the Persona Compendium?
We're
And
level
please take a look.
60-ish, 65. So that means we'll be able to do all but the last two. So let's get started. For the first one that we're missing, I believe this is a level 13. No, we did get Orpheus, didn't we? Orpheus is a level 9. Okay, yeah, we did get Orpheus. That was the new one that I discovered. So we got that one. That's a new game plus one. I didn't recognize it at the time, really didn't pay attention to it. But that is a new game plus only persona. So for this one, we need Capitango and Shisa. So Capitango, I'll take that.
Please read. You wish to withdraw. One moment, please.
And Shisa is what level? There it is, Shisa. So
Please
we're gonna
read that you
need
wish to withdraw. One moment, please.
these two. For the next one, I'm gonna need either Pixie and Ganesha. Let's just start with that because Pixie's pretty cheap. All the way down here at level 1, level 2. There we go.
Please, you wish to
All right,
withdraw.
take Pixie.
One moment, please.
This is also possible with Agatha and Ganesha or Santata and Pasaka. But Pixie and Ganesha is fine. As soon as I can find it. How about we use the ABCs? That might make this easier. She saw seashells by the seashore. You quiet, you. There you go, Ganesha.
Please read this. You wish to withdraw. One moment, please.
Okay. So the next, we're gonna have to go ahead and fuse these because I'm gonna need Ganesha again. So I'm gonna skip this one for now. Oberion and Dionysus. So let's get Dionysus. Hi, kitty.
Please read this.
Oberon. I don't know. You said that with a smile. I know that.
You wish to withdraw this persona?
Hi, kitty. There's something else I said with a smile. You coming up to your pillow? There you go. Good girl.
One moment, please.
Okay, so Dionysus and Oberion. She's having like... Hi, Rain.
Please read this.
She's
You wish
having
to
her
withdraw.
good moments
One moment, please.
and her not so good moments. Like yesterday, I actually found her on the top of her cat tree. I have no idea how she got up there because, well, I know how she got up there. I don't know why she was up there because she doesn't show like an inclination to get up to high places before then. But she definitely needed help down. And here she's moving around and she's fine. But I spent today working and she went through stints where she would come in and out of the room every 5 minutes meowing because she forgot I was in here. She would come in, yell, look for me, find me, go back to her room, and then 5 minutes later forget. So I know she's not all there, but she's still surprising me a bit. It doesn't really change. Kind of a couple days ago I said I wasn't gonna leave her alone. I kind of got solidified with that night because she was on the couch and she woke me up at 3 in the morning screaming her head off, upset because she thought she was alone. Because she couldn't see me, she didn't know where I was, she forgot I was in the bedroom, and she was absolutely incensed. And I had to wake up, get up, go in there and get her, and then she was perfectly happy. And when I brought her to bed, she was like snuggly and nuzzly and lovey, and she was so relieved just to know I was there, that there's no way I can leave her for a week by herself. It just can't happen. Okay, I got Oberon and Dionysus. This is another one. I'm gonna need Dionysus, or I could do. Let's see. I could do Kuchulan and Rakshasa. There's a possibility here. Think your dog needs out. All right.
You wish to withdraw.
Poor Biggs.
1 moment, please.
He has to potty. Okay, so Rakshasa and Kuchulain. Do I have? I should have Kuchulain, but that is a high level persona. For a minute, it's so high level, I thought it was the New Game Plus persona. No, I haven't. Okay. Kuchulain.
Please read. You wish to withdraw. 1 moment, please.
One of the ones that has Heat Riser. Barong and Pravarti, probably. So, Barong.
Please read. You wish to withdraw. 1 moment, please.
And Pravarti. Lakshmi. That's just fun to say. Pravarti. Pazuzu! Oh, there it is, Pravarti. Right above Pazuzu. I'm like, I know I saw it. Where'd it go?
Please read this. You wish to withdraw. 1 moment, please.
Okay, so Barong and Pravarti. This next one I'm gonna need Dionysus or Kuchulain, so I can't do it yet. And the one after that, I'm gonna need Dionysus. So we're gonna have to come back in here, but we can get started now.
Do you wish to perform a fusion? Now then, make your decision.
All right. So for the first one is Pixie and Capatango and Shisa. Yeah. And this would give us Kaguya. It innately gets Diarahan, fully restores the HP of one ally, which is an amazing skill for a level 13 persona. That is skipping several levels of Dia. For that, I think I would go with Sukukaja as a support skill. Make it a pure support. Dia and Zio, it obviously doesn't really need Dia. And Zio isn't that impressive as an electric spell, so I would probably want Sukukaja.
Is this
Movement
persona
is
acceptable?
very much king.
1 moment, please.
Gonna let this animation play because we ain't seen it in a while. Alright, so that's Kaguya. Okay. Next is Pixie and Ganesha. Theoretically. Apparently not. Okay, that recipe's not correct. Alright, then let's try Kodama and Ganesha. Alright, no, I didn't get Kodama because I need Ganesha. Let's try Oberon and Dionysus. Alright, so we got two options here. We can get Ariadne, or we can get Magatsu Izanagi. You know what, if we... No, that's Orpheus. Okay, so that won't help. Let's go with Magatsu Izanagi. We'll come back for Ariadne. Merciless Deliverance, which is its unique passive, as you can see, greatly increases damage dealt to down targets. For that... We've got several good options. I think I would get Neck for Conflict. This is an upgrade to the XP gain passives that we'd have up till now. Sharp-Eyed Wildcat is very tempting, but Neck for Conflict is going to be just all around good. And I'm not interested in the drop rate of rare personas anymore.
Is this persona acceptable?
Yep, go ahead.
Please wait just a moment.
And we get Magatsu Izanagi. Okay, so the next one is, if it works, Kuchulain and Rakshasa, and we get Athena. Unique passive First Aid Plus. HP automatically recovers when a nearby ally takes damage, activates 2 times. Heat Riser is just it. You can't really get Heat Riser as an ability on many personas without using Kuchulain, or I think Satan has it. So Heat Riser is it.
Persona acceptable?
I do like that this is the first one she isn't executing the personas. I think it's just there to keep the steampunk aesthetic. I mean, the personas are golden gears, and that's actually kind of significant. Golden bronze gears. So there we go, we have Athena. Now it's not significant in how it's stated, but it's significant in what it implies. You'll see. For now, alright, so now we need Barong and Pavardi. And we get Tsukiyomi. Unique Despair Maegon. I can't pronounce that. It's heavy despair in a medium area, or heavy damage in a medium area, inflicts despair. Easy money isn't a bad perspective or passive to have. Money's very important. I mean, it's how you get personas and equipment. I'll go ahead and do it and register it with that.
Please wait just a moment.
I don't know that I would ever actually use this persona. But basically passives that increase your money gained or your XP, especially for your first playthrough. They're not so important on your second playthrough, but on your first playthrough, they're very valuable. I'm going to be using some of these XP gains when I farm up to level 99, but I'm probably not going to be as concerned with money. And let's see. So that's Tsukiyomi. I don't think we can do... Or let's see, what was the Kaguya? I have Kaguya for a reason. What would that reason be? Is it... Oh, that's one of the ones I've... Yeah, that's a fusion. Okay. So... Ganesha, can you... You can't back...
Now
Let's
then,
take a look. Can
make
any of
your
these
decision.
back fuse to a persona we need? It does not look like it. Okay. So Pixie's not going to be very useful.
Are you finished? Would you
So
like
let's
to look at
see.
the Persona Compendium?
Well, this is interesting.
And please take a look.
I wonder if this recipe's wrong because... Yeah, there's something missing at Okay, so yeah, that one I need to fill in. Yeah, there's nothing missing at level 29, which is... Maybe this recipe didn't work because Orpheus... According to this, Orpheus has 2 levels, level 9 and level 29 that you can fuse it at. And maybe the fact that I fused it at 9 eliminated the need to get it at 29, although I could probably still fuse it at level 29. But that's probably why that recipe didn't work if this is accurate, because I already had Orpheus at level 9. Interesting. I'm gonna have to look more into that. I don't know if that's just a mistake, but for the level 21 that we're missing, we need Shisa and Takeminagi. So I'll take a Shisa.
Please read. You wish to withdraw. One moment, please.
Or Takeminakata is... Oh no. Yeah, Takeminakata. And that level 63 one we just passed is going to be the highest we can do. All right, there's Takeminakata.
Please read. You wish to withdraw. One moment, please.
Okay. So, what was the other one we're missing along the way? There's one we can do. As soon as I see what level it appears in, I'll know why. Right. Right, because I needed Kodama and Ganesha. I was going to use Ganesha for something, but ended up not being able to. So let's get a Kodama. Do wish I could scroll this by page. There we go. There's the Kodama.
Please, you wish to with. One moment, please.
Okay. Let's take a look at our levels again. So we're basically looking for anything under 63. I think there was a space in 40 I'm gonna need to get materials for. There is a space at 58. And looks like it's the space at 50. There, 31. I got the materials for. So yeah, it looks like it's the space at 58. Got it. That's why I need to get. I'm gonna go with Kuchi Lane so that I can do a heat riser on this at a very early level.
Please, you wish to withdraw. One moment, please.
So that is Kuchi Lane and Kaiwan.
Please, you wish to with. One moment, please.
Okay, so. And then the 63. I believe I'm using a Dionysus, aren't I? If I'm not, I'll grab one. Nope. Dionysus.
Please read. You wish to withdraw. One moment, please.
And... Queen Mob or Bavardi? Probably gonna come across Bavardi first. There it is, Bavardi.
Please read this.
Yeah.
You wish to withdraw. One
We'll do that
moment,
one.
please.
Because easy money. Alright,
What would you like to do?
so now let's fuse them.
The awakening of a new power.
These
Now then,
two personas.
make your
Okay,
decision.
so let's see. First off, I went Shisa and Takimenakata, and we'll get Izanagi. Deals heavy damage, inflicts shock. And since my materials all have shock, I'm just gonna put on
Is this
recover,
persona
regenerate one.
acceptable? One moment, please.
So there we go. And then let's see. Kodama and Ganesha. So Kodama and Ganesha, and we'll get Ariadne. Torrent of Magic deals damage, increases damage dealt with each subsequent skill attack. I believe this is a passive skill for On. Efficiency aficionado. Yeah, you know what? We'll do that.
Is this
Gain-
persona
increase XP gain.
acceptable? Please wait just a moment.
Aren't you cute? Ariadne. Excellent. So that fills in a 31 hole. And then I believe we needed Kaiwan and Kuchu Lane. There it is, Kaiwan. Asterius. Automataru, Automatarikaja at the start of the battle. That is movement. I will absolutely take that. And Heat
Is
Riser,
this
of course.
persona accept one moment, please.
Many things with Heat Riser, even more of them. Okay, and then Dionysus and Pavardi to get Thanatos. Triumphant Shear recovers 20% of HP and SP after defeating the target. We will use Neck for conflict.
Is this persona?
Out of
please
all that.
wait just a moment.
And we get Thanatos. That should fill in the personas we have available. Let's
finished?
check our compendium.
Would you like to look at the persona compendium? Then please take a look.
So that's 99%. We've got a hole at 90, a hole at 91. I can't do anything about that. Those are going to be beyond my capabilities to fuse. But it looks like everything else is filled in. Excellent. All right, so let's update our personas for everybody. This is going to take a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and assign what we have, because I do want to use Thanatos. Asterius would be good for Morgana. I'm going to be using, for now, personas from the 55 to 65 level. That should carry us for a while. I will grind at some point when we unlock a certain level, and then I will be getting up to 99, and then I'll just use whatever personas I have that are the most fucking powerful.
Please take a look.
But let's see here. So I need 8 between 65 and 58. And these are going to be mostly passives like XP gain or money.
Please read this.
Ambush plus. Well, these are higher level than I want to use anyway. All right, here we go. Heavenly Gift. Also, the fact that this
You wish to withdraw this persona?
allows anybody to have
One moment,
the
please.
charge ability of Arena is really good. We'll take that one.
Please read this.
Reduces Blessing of Yggdrasil, reduces SP cost of 1 more actions by 40%. I'm gonna definitely want to put that on.
You wish
We'll
to
take that
withdraw? One moment, please.
Moloch.
Please read this.
Nah. Mata Rakaja's interesting. I already have Thanatos. Melchizedek doesn't have a second ability, otherwise I would be definitely interested in that. Rising Vigor is interesting, but doesn't have a second ability. King Frost, I don't think I brought this up. King Frost is the persona that you gain when you get all the quests in World 3 complete. I'll go ahead and take Trumpeter.
One moment, please. Please read this.
Lilith doesn't have a second.
That persona is
Oh, I already have that
in your
one.
possession.
I'll take Ganesha for both easy money and efficiency
You wish to
aficionado.
withdraw? One moment, please.
That is something I'm going to be using only for leveling.
Please read this.
Cerberus. Yeah, I'll
You
take
wish
that.
to withdraw? One moment, please.
Black Rider.
Please read this.
Yeah,
You
I'll
wish
take
to
Black
withdraw?
Rider.
One moment, please.
Yadagayasu.
Please read this.
It's pretty good.
You
It's
wish
got
to
pretty
withdraw?
good
One moment, please.
attack coverage, and it
would
does
you
have
like
an
to
almighty
do?
attack. So let's assign these, and then we'll see what we need. There we go. Equip personas. I don't know why I
What
couldn't
would you
think
like
of that.
to do?
All right, so
Which
on.
persona will you choose?
I definitely want Blessing of Yggdrasil on. For Ryuji. Yeah, Oberon. Oberon's pretty good. Haru can definitely take Trumpeter. Yusuke is probably going to be in my party for his movement, so having Ganesha on him for these passives is not the worst idea. He will probably actually be in my level grinding party, because the level that I grind on, he's very useful on. Sure. Not interested in the drop rate of rare personas, but that's fine. Akechi. Go ahead and take Black Rider. Kasumi, go ahead and take Yatagrasu, and that should
What would you like to do?
be everyone equipped. Good.
Are you finished?
And that's
Well then.
we're done here.
Have a pleasant day.
All right, since I spent so much time in the Velvet Room, this is going to be a little bit long. I do want to at least do a level or two. Let me go to my prep menu and let me get rid of personas I'm not going to be using since some of them are pretty low level. I'll keep that one. I'll keep Athena for now. Yeah, I'll keep my Gatsu. I'll get rid of Ariadne. I'll get rid of Izanagi. I'll get rid of Kaguya. And definitely get rid of Pixie. There we go. So let's do a talk here. Questions for Lavenza. And then we'll do a level, and then we'll call it after an episode after that. Lots of story, lots of Persona, Velvet
By
Room
the
stuff.
look on your face, I take it there is still something on your mind. I am more than happy to shed some light on your understanding of the situation, if you would like.
Please do.
Of course. So what would you like to discuss first?
About this train.
As I told you before, this is the Velvet Room, but with an altered appearance. The appearance of the Velvet Room will change depending on the visitor's state of mind.
So I wanted a train?
But
Go me.
typically, once an appearance has been determined, a second transformation should not be possible. Therefore, I believe this world and Salmael are responsible for the current aberration from the norm.
Is this related to what you said before? About the room being unstable?
Salmael is an entity that specializes in rooting out threatening ideologies within humanity. In other words, the ability to counteract is presumably one of its strengths. However, nullifying either one entirely seems to have been beyond its means. Furthermore, because the Velvet Room regained its form from within a state of limbo, I presume its current appearance is only temporary.
Hopefully permanent enough? So, temporary?
It seems safe to assume so. Between the interference of Salmael, the growth of your own heart, and the will of Toshiro Kasukabe, the present appearance is likely the result of these irregularities happening all at once.
That makes sense. Well, at any rate, having this train has been a major convenience.
You're just saying that, Morgana. You don't understand.
For now, let's just be grateful for it.
Is there anything
In other
else
words,
you wish to
it's
ask
here
me?
because of plot convenience. About the kingdom.
Salmael was the entity responsible for creating this world in Toshiro Kasukabe's heart. This much I told you already, correct?
What was going on with Marie and all the Legionnaires? How'd they actually come to be? Because they didn't seem like shadows to me.
Those who reigned as rulers were created from memories and images. They were idols Salmael conjured for the purpose of emotionally cornering Toshiro Kasukabe. I believe you have all witnessed an entity being born from an unintentional breakdown of cognition before?
You mean from Futaba's palace, right? The cognitive form of her mother.
We're still ignoring the fact that strikers exist, Sussy.
In actuality, they were fragments of Salmael's own existence, with the visual appearances of their real-world selves.
That would explain why they disappeared into feathers.
So all that time, they were treating Toshiro like their plaything, when they were the actual puppets all along, huh? Wait, does that mean the Legionnaires were this way too?
Yes, But unlike their rulers, it seems like Salmael used shadows that were drifting in the subconscious sea. And in order to force those shadows to submit to its will, it absorbed them. The power crystals that appeared when the Legionnaires were defeated were likely remnants of this process.
This is why the gears represent personas.
Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
About Irina.
Her case is another extremely rare one. A cognitive presence, a persona, a shadow. It may be best to think of her as a being that shares attributes with all of these.
Meaning...
She's better than you,
Toshiro
Morgana.
Kasukabe created Irina when his will and the power within his heart were struggling to be heard. She was the embodiment of Toshiro's feelings of hope, revolution, and resistance.
When you describe it like that, she sure does sound a lot like a cognitive being.
Subconsciously, Toshiro entrusted her with his power, the seed of a persona, figuratively speaking. One could say that while in this state, she was a cognitive being with an inner persona. Typically, personas and shadows are two sides of the same coin. And the entity known as Irina carried the light and darkness of Toshiro's heart.
So she was born from cognition, but she's also Toshiro's persona. Which would explain why Irina's still herself even after she awakened to her power.
Furthermore, even though this area may have been conquered, a portion of it remains connected to people's hearts. A possibility remains that the events that took place here had a subconscious effect on the real Eri Natsuhara's heart. No. But, again, this is all speculation on an exceptional circumstance and exclusive to this specific situation. It would be disingenuous of me to go on about theories I cannot substantiate. Is there anything else you wish to discuss?
No, I
Thank
think
you
that's
very
all
much,
the
Miss
plot
Lavenza.
holes
I feel
you
like
can
it's
fill
all
in.
making a lot more sense to me now.
I think that's enough of a lore dump.
Well,
Jesus.
If I was able to be of assistance, then I could not ask for anything more. Now then, this is as far as the train can take you. Please proceed on your own from here, and good luck facing Salmael. Fortunately, despite the change in appearance, the Velvet Room has retained its usual functions.
I have noticed that.
I shall be able to assist you with persona fusions and the like whenever necessary.
Yes, I have noticed that as well.
That's a huge help, Miss Lavenza. What would we do without you? Okay, I say we'd better prep for battle before moving out.
And you may have noticed that there are, and we get 6 GP now, you may have noticed that there's still a couple of spaces open for rituals that we haven't discovered yet. Okay, before we call it an episode, I want to do at least one mission. This will progress the story. Alright. Toshiro and Irina. During party formation, you're still able to choose 3 units besides Toshiro for your party, including Irina. When Toshiro uses skill, Irina will transform into Ernesto. Irina is immune for certain effects like explosions, and both share healings and buff effects. So Toshiro is a permanent part of your party now. Don't believe he actually has the skill chart though. Let's take these 3 off, and let's start with Joker, Morgana, and Yusuke. Get that experience buff. I have to sneeze. There we go. begin the battle. Defeat all the enemies.
I don't understand.
What is this place? It's eerie, vacuous, and even the turning gears seem lifeless.
This is...
The air feels heavy too, and it's hard to breathe. Looks like we're someplace in the sky, far above sea level. So this is the lair. It's probably safe to say this is Salmael's kingdom. Hey, there's no time for idle chit-chat, guys. I'm picking up multiple enemy signals. And I can bet they won't let us pass easily.
But
No matter how many, it won't be enough to stop us.
That's it!
That's right. Let's clean up these guys quick and send this god or whatever straight to hell. Alright, 7 turns for the award, which, as always, is defeat enemies. So I mentioned that personas being gold gears is significant because we're gonna be in a world of mechanisms, and it's all steel gray, gunmetal, and lifeless. It's all, there's very little color here. Personas being gold imply that they are cognitive beings that have had the spirits returned to them, remember, because they're being represented by those gears. So in this world, they're gold because they're full of life. Let's see, how do we want to start this? I can blow people up. I could probably actually get you to jump over. Let's see. Problem is, I can't get a beat on you
Nice position. You'll be well hidden.
without being out of cover.
Leave it to me.
Let's see, Morgana, what can you do?
Okay, Mona.
Might as well use
You're the
Persona.
other half. So the hot Zoro.
There we go.
Wipe them out.
Nice position. You'll be well hidden.
Get
Won't
him!
miss.
A direct hit. Boss, you're on a roll.
Wee. Alright, so I'm gonna use Joke.
this.
Actually, I'm gonna use Toshiro here.
Persona!
Toshiro's shots have landed. Good work there.
So once
Alright.
I actually use Arena in a fight, you'll see her vanish when Toshiro calls her, jump to his side, and then go back to her original position.
Pierce them.
Boss's shots have landed. Impressive.
Okay, I can't really do anything with you because
What to do here?
yeah, I can't clear him out.
Wipe them out.
All right.
That sounds good.
I can't clear him off the jump pad.
Now,
I can't get rid of these guys though.
Now,
Alright. This is for you. Why don't you just take some cover here?
Cover.
Actually, take some cover here. Can you get? Yeah, you can't get that bomb for some reason.
That's perfect.
Can I do it if I
You'll
stand
be
here?
safe
There we go.
you're done.
Good. You didn't move.
Oh man, enemy reinforcements.
All
Actually,
right.
this isn't too bad.
Let's do this.
wipe them out.
So I can come around here. Get
Won't
one more
miss.
here.
A direct hit. Boss, you're on a roll.
And use that.
You
won't escape.
Get you out of the
So
way.
it's my turn.
Now then.
Cool as always, Joker. You got him.
Yes.
Leave it to me.
All right, let's go.
Kind of wanted to clear out that one.
Witness our power as one.
Hey, wait! There's an ally there.
I'm not gonna hit him. I'm trying to position for this.
Nice work, Toshiro.
Show them our strength.
Skillful hiding.
No, it's gonna be just shy. All right, just use the Liberator.
What to do here? Yes.
Let's do this.
All right, I can get him here
Mona, now do it again.
and do something interesting and cool like this.
This is the true might of the Phantom Beast.
All right.
And then do something interesting and cool like this. Get all the fucking healing.
Here I come. More enemies. Stay on your toes. So far, so good. Let's keep it up.
Now then.
All right. So let's see. Let's do a Phantom Judge here. Yeah, kind of curious if it'd work out that way.
Let's go. Take this.
Leave it to me.
I'm perfectly ready. Shall we do this? Show them our strength. We fight
Hey,
together.
are you planning to hit Joker?
Yeah, I kind of am actually.
What? Get ready.
All right, so he's in a triple threat, or he can activate a triple threat with us.
Wipe them out. So it's my turn.
And that is going to hit a lot. Yeah,
Now
let's
let's
do it.
go.
Leave it to me.
There we go. Made up for it and healed Joker.
I'm perfectly ready.
Excellent position, Fox.
Okay, this is gonna kill you, which is not necessarily what I want. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, let's do it.
yourself. Wipe them out. Throw him on.
Let's do this. It's over for you.
And this is gonna shatter you. Oh no, there it is. Okay, I may not actually get the down from this. So jump back up here, use Persona Skill instead. And I'll probably have to call it there. Yeah, being frozen is the one status effect that doesn't get you one more.
This.
What?
Fortunately, these assholes can't climb ladders.
All right.
Leave it to me.
Wipe them out. Shall we do this?
Nice work, Toshiro.
All right, let's
Skillful hiding.
lure you out.
Toshiro's shots have landed. Good work there.
Now then.
Yeah, I don't know how it calculates line of sight sometimes.
You're done.
Joker's hit the mark. Let's do this.
Wait, I'm on your side. Please rethink this. Wait, I'm on your side.
Wait, are you trying to hit your teammate?
I'm not trying to, it's just gonna happen.
Ally. Okay, we're down one enemy.
It's just gonna kind of happen.
Perfectly ready.
You know, just accept it. Sometimes, I mean, we're gonna get a ton of healing from the one more here.
You're on a roll.
Oh, wow, I can't actually get much distance up there.
I'll slice you into pieces.
Toshiro's probably gonna get hurt, but he's in cover, so it'll work out.
What to do here?
Could finish him off, or could finish off that one.
It's
That's a guaranteed kill.
One enemy. Take them down.
Good job.
Yoshiro's
Oh
health is
no,
really low.
swept
Save
away.
him.
Healing time, thank you. Just kill you.
We're down one enemy.
Toshiro, you can take out that last one on your own, can't you?
Wipe them out. All right, let's go.
Nice work, Toshiro.
Witness our power of
Skillful
one.
hiding. Direct hit. You're doing well, Toshiro.
Maybe not as much as I'd hoped.
Our unbreakable resolve. Hit them.
Direct hit. You're doing well, Toshiro.
Pay attention.
You're fine.
Keep it up, Mona.
I'll cut them down.
Okay, may have thrown Toshiro to the wolves there, but he'll live. Maybe.
Not over yet. You're down? Hang on!
Okay, you're going after Morgana, that's fine.
Only one enemy left. Just a little more.
Thought Toshiro's gonna do a bit more damage than he did. That's fine, we're good.
Nice going, Mona. You've eliminated the enemy.
And game over.
Well, what'd you expect? There's no way we could lose.
Toshiro doesn't get a victory screen though. Whew, we made it through. Why do you think those enemies got so hostile all of a sudden? Now that Toshiro's awakened, Salmael can't use the photorealistic projections and colors from the film of his memory. In other words, the enemies just now must have been its pawns, made up of nothing more than artificial empty matter.
Ah.
Yeah, that would explain why they can't revive anymore, which means we have time to get back to the hideout. Going by Miss Lavenza's intel, I'm guessing these gears are supposed to represent the will of the masses. If Toshiro is set to become Prime Minister, it must think that quashing his will for change will deter the rest of the people too.
What?
Slalmil, was it? Sheesh, forgot, it sure is petty.
Welcome. Let's be
Needless
off.
to say, I don't intend to let it have its way. All right, onwards, everyone. And we're pretty much going to be going from battle to battle to battle without going back to the Velvet Room, except for very specific instances. So we're going to be out here for a while, and we're going to call it an episode for YouTube here. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, let me know. Give me likes, give me comments. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Twitch will continue in just a moment.